What? Not in jammies yet? Or in bed? Well, you know, I'm sick of looking at myself in my bed. So the news that I want to share with you tonight is I'm sorry that last night's video turned out so kind of disturbingly inaudible. I'm going to try, as I've promised to try before, to kind of, write out the transcript, so what I was saying, which was pretty interesting, and I didn't expect to be saying what I said when I began. Okay, tonight I just want to share as quick as I can, going about my day today, doing things, and got a bit of news from my partner, and it caused pain in me. And but another confession, which I might have confessed already, that since I've been making these sleep journal logs, I have been, I don't know why, I guess they just appeared in the sidebar. I've been listening to these old Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction. It's mostly audio. There's not much to look at really, because different people are putting them up. Anyway, yeah, and I used to really like it and enjoy them quite some years ago, but just haven't, really been doing other things with my life since. And anyway, listening to those, I in principle agree with them that, so for example, to apply what I'm agreeing with, tonight when I got that news, and it was just like intellectually, yeah, I was trying to be objective and understanding, but inside acknowledging that, well, myself and me individuality and ego inside this human body does feel pain, and sort of taking it personally and feeling hurt and kind of rejected and abandoned and invisible. But I knew in principle, because all this Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction stuff has been going through my consciousness lately, that I didn't want to focus on it anymore. Easier said than done, right? Than need be, because sure, that would magnify it, amplify it. So I was going to choir. So good news, in choir, God, this music is just so alive in me. What are we singing at the moment? It is the Requiem from Duine, Maurice, and yeah, it's really beautiful. So I hear it all the time. I guess not least because I went to rehearsal on Monday and just practiced through Tuesday, and then went back to rehearsal tonight. Anyway, yeah, and I was aware that I could probably admit, if I was totally dissecting my brain, that it was in my consciousness somewhere. But instead of focusing on that, well, it wasn't hard in choir, because choir is a brilliant place. If not the music, then the people and the dynamics of the social interaction. In other words, the crack was great. And we have a really cute and lovable choir director, Johnny O'Brien, so he makes it really fun. And that made it lots easier for me to focus instead on good things that was happening right there and now, rather than inside, dwell on this pain and emotional grit. God, it's going over nearly 4 minutes now. So just wanted to share that I was thinking about that, and of course was thinking just a bit about, I'm going to be recording a sleep log now, and what would I share? And I actually felt my downness, even though I felt great in choir. Sure, when I got home alone, I did my heroin, which was going into the kitchen and eating a box of raspberries, and then probably about 8 rice cakes with an avocado and pistachio butter, and then hazelnut butter, and then almond butter, and then horseradish puree, and then turmeric. So that's my confession. So after all that, anyway, that was enough. I listened to another Abraham Hicks thing. I listened to a great one video on a choir, and that inspired me. I thought, okay, off to bed. And I actually felt the emotions lifting, and I actually felt the joy feeling like, okay, now this is going to sound corny and you're all going to jump and troll the comments probably if anybody's listening to this besides me. But I actually felt like, you know what, I feel the pain of this, you know, and yeah, sure, I'm just running inside just thinking this relationship, let's just let it go, you know. And, you know, my beloved tonight said to me, you know, well, this is, you know, what do you expect? If you want to be with me, then this is part of it. You know, these kind of things that I do that hurt you. I never thought I'd hear him say that. And in one way, I believe that, yeah, okay, he said that. Kind of acknowledged to him as well, kind of to confirm that he did say it. And it felt like one of the messages was from the Abraham Hicks things that I was listening to afterwards, after the choir tonight, was when you keep pushing at something and pushing, then just, you know, if it doesn't feel good or natural, then, you know, it's going against your own truth, you know, which is why it hurts, because it's not you. So there's lots of layers in this, and I can sound really simplistic now, which I do, but so it felt like, you know, just let it go, you know, which to me felt like, you know, just give this relationship a break. You know, it's kind of coming on for 8 years, and but then I realized, well, there's many sides to that, and anyway, as I kind of just let that, you know, because that's a reactive side of feeling like I got to do something about this or something, even though I didn't feel that kind of aggressive about it. Yeah, still, I felt this joy lifting in me to get back on track now and not to drag it out too long. I felt this joy in me lifting tonight after I decided to go to bed, feeling like, you know, I'm actually feeling some sensation of, I feel this lifetime on me, and I feel the challenge of feeling this pain and yet not the invitation not to focus on this pain, which I can use as an excuse to say this pain is what's preventing me from being my most blissful or my most loved or even being my most loving, because somebody's hurting me, the person that's closest to me is hurting me again, you know, whatever the line is. And I really felt like, I felt a joy actually and a lightness. I felt literally something lift, and felt like, I'm just trying to describe it now, that I felt like I'm ready to go through this, to do what it takes, and to, yeah, let it rest, you know, or whatever it needs to do, and continue practicing being in my joy, practicing being the joy. And Jesus, sounds so corny and hippie, but I don't know, I can't describe it. If you've been in a choir or you're singing with others regularly and experiencing that kind of uplifting of the spirit, then it doesn't sound too kind of amorphous. It actually is a very visceral, physical, concrete thing for me anyway. So that was my message, and damn it, at 8 minutes, I'm going to end this now and say I am going to take off all these clothes and jump into bed. I've written in the diary, I've set the sleep cycle thingy. Yes, you needed to know all this, right? And yeah, ihuainish, tamigal, hugmoliabui, agus, kalusao, achan duine. Did you like the music of my toilet? Okay, ihuai, good night.